everybody, and welcome to the Kawaii Bookworm Plays with Yarn podcast. I'm Hannah, and I'm a Jersey girl, and this is my podcast. I just want to say hello to any new subscribers. I've noticed quite an uptick in that. I'm sure you're all coming from Kristen's podcast. I don't know why I said vlog, but podcast where she talked about us hanging out at Vogue Knit Live, as well as Stephen West's class at PenguoYES Knit, and I will talk about those later on. I just want to say hello to all of my new subscribers, and welcome back, and thank you for hanging in there to any of my previous subscribers who are returning. Thank you for hanging on while I don't upload as often as I sort out the next stage of my life with getting a career. Thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoy this episode. So now that the sort of admin's a little bit out of the way, I can get into finished objects. And I am wearing my finished object. So this is the Summer in Norway sweater. It's from the Amirisu Summer 2018 issue. I forget exactly which issue number that is, but it's on my Ravelry page. So this is done in Holst Super Soft, and the dark color is Cossack, and this is Willow. I have made a few modifications to it. Let me see if I can scoot up so you can see. So one of the modifications I made was I did an inch of just 1x1 vertical rib. Originally I just wanted you to do like a horizontal kind of thing, and I didn't feel like I would like that. One modification that I wish I had made was to ignore the waist shaping because it goes out quite a bit. But other than that, it's fine. Then the other one is I did about an inch more of stockinette here in the sleeve and 2 more repeats of this pattern. I was hoping to get longer sleeves, but they seem to, I don't know if it's just because I didn't block them well enough. I do think I need to go and wash this again because the day I finished this was, I actually finished it at 1 in the morning, the day of the Saturday of Vogue Knit Live. It was a rush to get it done. Not really, I only had like this left to do, but I was just kind of being slow about it. But I finished it at 1 in the morning, just kind of tossed it in water while I like brushed my teeth and washed my face and put my pajamas on, and then pulled it out, rinsed, like squished it out, and then blocked it. So I don't think I got all of the spinning oil out because I don't think I left it sitting long enough, as well as doing enough rinses to get all of it out. So I have to do that again, and hopefully maybe I'll pin out the sleeves a bit more aggressively so that it stretches a bit more. But other than that, I've really enjoyed wearing it. It is a wide neck, but it fits me quite comfortably. So I'm quite happy with it. And that's it for finished objects. I do have 2 whips that I am working on. Sorry, my dog is like staring at me like, Hannah, what are you doing? Yeah, come and lay down. No? Okay. So I do have 2 whips. And most of my additions to the hoard will be in these projects. My hair's all wind tossed. Alright. So whips. I've got 2 that I'm really working on at the moment. The first one lives in my TARDIS bag from Owl About Yarn. Wow. Owl About Yarn. There we go. Nope. And there we go. It's a pair of mittens. These are for my grandma. She requested that I make some mittens for her. And I really need to get cracking on them because this is all I've done. And I'll explain why in a minute when I get to the next width, because all I've been wanting to do is work on this one. But this is the Easy Thumbed Mittens, and I'm forgetting who they're by. But I will put that in the description. So they're Easy Thumbed Mittens, but I have modified it to just be basically a flea pattern or a lice pattern, depending. Because when I sent my grandma photos of the pattern, she was like, oh, I liked the hearts, like the hearts that it makes, but she didn't like all the fluff that would be in there because she has pets and thinks that would get like messy. And so I've just gotten, so what I did was do a DK weight yarn and then get a bulky weight yarn for the thrones to kind of add some, to try to add a little bit more warmth to them. So I hope it works. I mean, it's working out pattern wise perfectly. I did mess up a little bit here at the bottom because I was like, can I hold it to get like basically treat it like a thrum, but I couldn't get the white this kind of white gray yarn to sit right with the red yarn, so I just did switch to doing color work instead of trying to like hold it together and have it face the right way. But yeah, so this red yarn is Jill Draper. Let me see if I've got the, I should have the things in here. Yes, there. Well, there's one. There's the other. Alright, so the red one is Jill Draper makes stuff, and it's their Kingston one, which is 100% Targi wool, and it's DK weight. And I'm thinking the color is called Hasbrook Ave, but I'm not entirely sure. And then this kind of white gray one is Brooklyn Tweed Quarry, and it is also a Targi. It's American Targi and Columbia wool, so it's a mix. And it's a chunky weight, and it's called Moonstone. So I bought these two at the Brooklyn General Store on the Friday before Vogue Knit Live, because I went and hung out with Kristen and Nina and Melissa and Emily and so many other people. I can't remember all their names, I'm sorry. But I went and hung out with a bunch of people at Brooklyn General Store. We basically closed out the store. We just hung around and knit and chatted, and it was so much fun. But I bought the wool for that there because I wanted to take a good while to think about what I was going to buy and if the colors were going to work and if the size was going to work. And I didn't want to be trying to do that while I was at Vogue Knit Live, where it was going to be crazy. Where I had a feeling it was going to be crazy. I didn't realize just how crazy it was going to be. But yeah, so Easy Thumbed mittens, they're not actually thrummed and being done in color work inside for my grandma. And the reason why they're not finished, and they should have been finished like a week or two ago, they're mittens, they're easy, you can get them done quite quickly, is because after Vogue Knit Live, I went to the Stephen West class at PenguoYES Knit because it was Kristen's birthday and she wanted to treat herself to the class, and she messaged me saying, hey, if you're going to be back at that time, do you want to do this class with me? And I was like, yes. I was still in Liverpool, and so I like quickly messaged my mom. I was like, Mom, can you go and sign me up for this class? So on and so forth. So I got signed up, and I don't know if I mentioned it before on the podcast, but I've had mixed feelings with Stephen West patterns, mostly because I think that he is very known for very bright, kind of crazy colors, and I'm not that. I like my blues and my dark hues and stuff like that, whereas most of his are just neons and bright yellows and bright pinks and stuff like that. And I have a hard time seeing what the patterns would look like in like kind of my colors, I think. And I do find that I have to go and look at other people's projects, and there have been a few times where I've seen someone's project that looked amazing and in more colors that I would use. And I've said, oh, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's a Stephen West pattern. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do his class, see what it was about, kind of like color theory and how to like put colors together and make it work even with like just a pop of color with a more darker ones and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, I'll see what it is. And they gave you a chance to cast on a pattern, and so I hummed and hawed, but I was like, you know what, I really want to do the Penguono. That's something that I've seen quite a few Penguonos that I really liked in colors that I thought would work well, and I have a lot of like one skeins in my stash that I didn't know what to do with. So I went to the class and started my Penguono, and I'm really glad I went to the class because I think after hearing him talk about colors and how to do it, it's going to be easier for me to see my own, like my kind of palette on his patterns now. So I'll be more likely to do them, basically. So it's living in the West Knits Are the Best Knits project bag that I bought at the class to kind of commemorate it, and I realized I was really stupid. I should have gotten him to sign this, but I didn't. I don't know, I was too busy with having fun and learning about color and whatnot. So I am quite a bit of ways into this. Ooh, I am in the middle of a row. Whoops. Forgot about that. So one of the things, I knew I was going to do this when I went to Vogue Knit Live. I knew I was going to do the Penguono, and I was talking to people. I was kind of like, I'm nervous that it's going to be too eclectic if I just grab skeins willy-nilly, and I'm not going to wear it because of that. And I think it was Kristen who suggested it. It may have been someone else, and we were all in a group just talking, but I think it was Kristen. But they suggested maybe having one kind of neutral color that runs throughout the whole project, and put your skeins together with that, so that the skeins are different, but then you've got one color that brings it all together. And so that's what I've done, except for the welts. So that's the wrong side. This is the right side. So sorry, I'm in the middle of a row here. Should have changed that. But I'm holding together, so the main color that I'm holding throughout the whole thing is this one. And it's lichen and lace in the shrub color. It's a sport weight, and I'm holding it together with all with the words. My dog is sniffing my hat that's on the chair. She really likes wool and tries to steal it sometimes, so I have to watch her. But it's a sport weight, and I'm holding it with one strand of fingering weight yarn. There we go, got it out. So this one is being held throughout the whole of the sweater except for in one spot, which is the welts on the sides of the back, because I wanted those to kind of pop and be that one spot of like pop. And so that's the bottom. So this light color here is Vine Edinburgh, and then the dark color is Vine Dead Calm. And so I striped that for the back. And then these are sort of stash, sort of not stash. This red one in the middle is the Gata Lava Moana Loa from Fiber for the People. And that was left over from a friend's shawl. That was a DK weight, so I've just held that one double with itself. And then these two are actually 4 colors from the Wool Bearers. It was a like 5 skein set, like mini skein set. That was a fade from a really dark blue to a very light blue. And so I've held this one tripled to kind of match these two gauge-wise. So that's come out. I really like how it's come out. And then this one is Martin's Lab, and I want to say it's Petrichor. I've not got the labels anymore because it is stash, like scraps left over from my stash, and I want to say it's Petrichor. It's that green one. So what I'm doing is whatever I do on one side, I repeat it on the other side, because I do want it to be kind of symmetrical. So this Martin's Lab one, it was, I know it was a 20 gram mini skein, which I put about 4 grams into my Cozy Memories blanket. So I weighed out 8 grams each and split it in half so that I can make sure that I have enough for each side. And that's worked out beautifully. So it's a puzzle how this is being put together. Like, it's been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to get it done and be able to wear it. But yeah, that's the PenguoYES. And that actually has most of my additions to the hoard from Vogue Knit Live in it, because I pretty much bought the leg and lace and then the Wool Bearers, and then I just bought 2 more skeins that I don't think I'm going to put in this just because I like them too much and I want to do something else with them. As well as I'm trying to use stash for this. I know I added these two, but I saw this this fade mini skein set, and it made me think of the ocean, and I knew I wanted to do this in the middle of them, and I was just like, I need to have that, because then it's like the lava going into the ocean, and it's so pretty. I like it. So that's my PenguoYES. And actually, surprisingly, it does fit in here still. It's probably going to get to a point where it doesn't fit, but that's okay. And for the PenguoYES, I've kind of gone through my stash and pulled out a bunch of skeins and scraps that I think I'm going to use, and I've just kind of tossed them all into here so that I can, whenever I start coming up to the next section, I can go through it and just kind of be like, okay, do I want to do this again, or do I want to do something else? Like, do I want to add this one? I'm gonna put this one in there somewhere, I'm not sure where, but that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'm just like, I've got like this in here. It's mostly blues. That's like blue. Here's another blue. And another one. It's pretty much what my stash is made up, is blues. And I've just realized I've left something upstairs. Oh well. So those are my whips, and I'm gonna move into additions to the hoard. I've already gone over the lichen and lace and the wool bearers and the Jill Draper and the quarry in those projects, so I'm not going to go into them any deeper. So I've got, technically I have 4, but I forgot one of the skeins upstairs, but that's okay. So these are also from my Vogue Knit Live foray, and they are Barnyard Knits. And that one's upside down. Barnyard Knit. Come on. There we go. Barnyard Knits. I've been following them on Instagram for a really long time, and I've, like, their colors that they do are so moody, and I love that. I love the moodiness of their colors. So I knew, like, when they said that they were going to Vogue Knit Live, I knew I was going to buy one of their skeins. I just didn't know what, and I kind of waited until the very last minute to do it, because I was just hemming and hawing and being like, oh, do I, like, which one do I choose? I don't know. Ended up with 2, and these are, this one's Stormy Seas, and it's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and it's 463 yards to 100 grams. And this one is the same base, but it's castaway. So yeah, those are gorgeous. So we did save them to the last. Chris and I met up at Vogue Knit Live. I got there pretty much at just a little bit after opening, I think, maybe 11-ish. So we all wandered around, hung out with Nina and Melissa and Gabby, and I can remember their Instagram handle, Freakish Lemon. I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names. I just can't remember. Oh boy. But yeah, there were so many people that we hung out with, and it was so much fun. Got to see the Stephen B booth, got to see some new to me dyers like cat sandwich fibers, and a bunch of other ones that just, it was overwhelming, and that's probably why I can't remember much of it, because I was just kind of in a daze. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Like, I'd already gone to Edinburgh, and that was busy, but this was New York levels of busy. It was insane. But I had so much fun. I got to sit around and knit and hang out with everyone and chat, and I loved it. But yeah, so Barnyard Knits added to my stash. And then this one is not from Vogue Knit Live. This is actually, Kristen was kind of doing a de-stash, and she was like, oh, she sent me a photo. It was like, I think some of these you would like, do you want any? I was like, yeah, I'll take this one. And then there's another one, it's Volmisa, and it's a bright, it's like kind of this bright blue with green, but I forgot that upstairs. It's in one of my bags. But this one is Dotier Dye Works, and it's called Bali, and it's a 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon. Brain started reading the high twist and not saying the nylon. And it's 365 meters to 100 grams. And it's such a gorgeous blue. Look at that. Amazing. But yeah, so that's pretty much, that's it for yarn additions to the hoard. I do have one more. This was given to me. Oh wait, no, I've got, oh, where'd they go? They're down. Oh no, I may have lost them in here. I bought pins. I bought Stephen West pins. Where did they go? Oh my gosh, why did I put them in here? I shouldn't have put them in here. Ha, here's one. So this is the brioche it up pup. Yep, come on. Kind of in focus, not really. There we go. And then there's a Keep Knitting Kitten one. And see if I can find it. I was not smart about this. Just take all the yarn out of the bag and hope the dog doesn't steal it. Ah, found it at the bottom of the bag. And this is the Keep On Knitting Kitten one. There we go. I bought those from at the same time as this, from the Stephen West class. And now I need to put all these back. I'll do it later. But the old roommates sent me a little Christmas package, and in it was this. And it's my new Notions pouch. And it's a dragon knitting. And it says yarn hoard, and it's got sweaters and yarn balls all over it. I love it. It's small. It doesn't fit all of my, I usually have like all my stitch markers and needles in like a tin, and they don't fit in here like that. But what I've done is just taken one of these light bulb stitch markers and just kind of put all of them, attached all of them onto that, so that they're not totally floating around. But yeah, it's awesome. I love it. So that's pretty much it in terms of knitting content. I'll kind of go into my talk story section, which is where I just kind of talk about stuff that I've done in the last week or 3 weeks if I go on a hiatus. So I want to say that the last couple of weeks have been both really busy and not at all. I've had a few days where it has been really busy. Like I went to Brooklyn General Store and hung out with people. I went to Vogue Knit Live. I went to the Stephen West class. But then otherwise I pretty much sat at home applying to jobs and knitting, as you can see on my Penguono and on my mittens. So it's been one of those kinds of, I'm busy but I'm not at the same time periods of times. So Brooklyn General Store was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of new faces and some old faces, as well as Vogue Knit Live. Got to run into quite a few people that I didn't expect to run into, that I had met at like Edinburgh, which was, it's always weird when that happens, when you run into people that you met in a completely different country across an ocean, and you meet up at like another event in a different country across another ocean. So it's always fun when that happens. The Stephen West class was so much fun. I got to learn a lot, and like I said earlier, I have always been a little hesitant with Stephen West patterns because I find it hard to kind of see how it would work for me in my colors. But after taking his class and kind of hearing how he thinks about color and whatnot, and suggests us to do it, it kind of makes a lot more sense to me. And I think that'll open up a few more pattern doors, if you will. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed getting to hang out with Kristen. She's always a blast, and wish her a happy birthday as well. So that was so much fun, and I want to thank her for also introducing me to so many new people and so many new experiences through those people. I'm sure that those friendships will last for a while now. And that's pretty much it. I've got to go entertain my dog now because she's playing with something, I don't know what. So I will leave you to it. Happy knitting, and